Hey there, welcome to Get Your Goals Annual Challenge Day 37. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with a very strange but fun filter today. I would like us to talk about, and I hope you're excited to talk about it too, how do we use this emotional guidance system thing? Remember I had you find a graphic yesterday, and we were going to look at it and just find something that we could relate to. And I picked a really simple one, just a list on my computer, which I shared in the comments below on the Get Your Goals Annual Challenge page. I'm trying to get my computer so I can actually look at it while we talk. And we talk about today, how do we use this emotional guidance system and why the heck would we want to? One thing I have learned and discovered over my many decades here on the planet is the fastest, easiest way to change the way we feel and to get the results we want is to change what we're thinking about. And I think that's one of the most powerful things about this scale. We don't have to go from jealousy, doubt, worry, fear, anger, all the way up to joy, appreciation, empowerment, freedom, or love. We just have to reach for something that feels a little bit better. So let's do an example of this together, and then that's going to be our action item today. We're going to notice something that we're feeling today, and then where it is on the emotional guidance scale, and then just look at the things above it and see if we can't think a thought that helps us reach for a slightly better feeling. And that's how we move up the scale, and that's how we spend more time in the higher level emotions than the lower vibrating emotions, is by consciously and subconsciously making this a part of our life. Where I used to, in corporate America and in running my own businesses, feel overwhelmed a lot. This wasn't even the example I'm going to use, but it is now. I would feel overwhelmed. Something would happen, I'd be disappointed. Well, disappointed about something not going the way I wanted it to or thought it should go, that's below overwhelm. So if I'm thinking that way and thinking of all the things I've been disappointed about, guess what? I'm going down the emotional guidance scale instead of up. We always want to be moving up, right? We always want to be looking toward the light and moving toward the light and doing things that make us feel better in our lives, right? So maybe I go from overwhelmed to thinking about I'm frustrated or irritated that the thing I thought was going to happen didn't happen when I thought it was going to happen. Maybe it's just because I'm being too impatient and I'm expecting things to be different than they are. So I might decide I'm tired of this, I'm bored of this. That's moving up the scale, right, to number 8. So I've gone from 11, overwhelmed, to 10. I skipped 9 because what's the point of being pessimistic? And I just went right to boredom. I'm sick and tired of this, and I'm not going to take it anymore. So then I decide that I'm going to think about things that give me hope, things that I'm optimistic about. That's up to number 5, that will make me feel better about my current situation. I'm going to start to look for things in my current situation that I'm grateful for. Guess what? If I'm looking at things I'm grateful for, I'm starting to get positive expectations and beliefs. Again, moving up the scale more and more. And then pretty soon I can be excited and enthusiastic and eager for the things I want to come into fruition. And I can remind myself that sometimes things happen for an absolute reason. And maybe that thing I wanted to have happen in my business was good, but maybe there's something great for our business to experience. And so now I'm hopeful, now I'm optimistic, now I'm even enthusiastic, and I can start to feel happy and positive about the freedom that having my own business has afforded me. So I've gone from being overwhelmed and super negative to positive. Now, you don't always, that's just a quick example off the top of my head, and that's something that I've done and experienced literally dozens of times, so that now it's automatic for me. Whenever I catch myself feeling, I think anything in the lower part of this scale, I immediately try to ask myself questions that will make me feel better or help me to start climbing out of where I am. Do you ever wake up in the morning and you feel awful? And if you keep thinking about how awful you're feeling, what happens? Pretty soon you just want to crawl back in bed and not do anything because you're using the excuse or the reason of feeling awful. But I learned a long time ago, being a chronic pain experiencer, I don't say sufferer because I think suffering is a choice. I experience chronic pain on a daily basis. And I could tell myself, I feel horrible, I'm going to stay in bed today. But I know from past experience that you work through the pain a little bit and then it starts to subside. But if I stay stuck and I don't move, if I don't get moving, up out of bed, then I'm going to have a worse day than if I work my way through that little bit of pain in the beginning and reach for something better. And for me, physically moving is like going up the emotional guidance scale. I'm reaching for something better, and that's a move, right? That's actually an action. So our assignment today is to notice something you're feeling today. Don't make this an everyday tool that you use and that becomes automatic for you by practicing and using it. Don't search for or think about a situation when you, like I just gave about businesses and work and overwhelm and frustration. I think that for a lot of years in my business, my number one feeling, my greatest feeling was frustration. And that's why that's an easy example for me because I had defined in my mind that frustration was things should be how I expect them to be, not how they are. And guess what? Things are always how they are. So I was actually creating and setting myself up for frustration. So what did I do? I thought about it and I redefined frustration. And now, excuse me, it is really, really hard for me to feel frustrated. Do I get frustrated? Do I expect things to be different than they are? Yes, but as soon as I notice I'm feeling that, I reach for a better feeling on the scale. And I don't have to memorize the scale or know what it is or what order the emotions are in or what we call them or what I choose to call them versus you. I just need to know that if something feels better to me, more positive, lighter, then it's for me and I'm moving in the right direction up the scale. If something feels bad or worse or negative to me, then I'm moving down the scale. If you need more examples of that, please ask, because literally I have got thousands, if not millions, of examples of that in my life as well as from other people. So just hit me up with a situation you're facing and we'll see what we can do to get you moving up the scale. All right, that's it. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Bye.